Hello, my name is Becky, and I am a Holy Fire Reiki Master Teacher. I am also a professional member from the International Center for Reiki Training. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about Holy Fire Reiki and why I prefer to teach it through Zoom. That's a question I get a lot, so I thought, hey, I'm going to make a video so when somebody asks, I could just send them the video. So, let's begin. So, when you talk about Holy Fire, think about it as the energy given from source. We don't have to have a particular religion, but if you believe in source energy, some people would say God, universe, think of it as source energy. That is in our book, page 42 in the Reiki Master book. It says, Holy Fire has no lineage in the usual meaning of this word. Lineage is, as used with Reiki, refers to the physical person who originally channeled the energy. No physical person originally did this. Therefore, you can say that the lineage of Holy Fire Reiki starts with God, or Source, as some like to say, and it's passed directly by Source to each student. And I will tell you, it is amazing. So, Holy Fire Reiki. Holy Fire Reiki, the root meaning, and it is to be whole and complete. So, how is it used in Holy Fire? According to William, Holy Fire Reiki is a spiritual energy that creates wholeness through purification, healing, empowerment, and guidance. And I'll give you my take on it. I will be honest with you. I am attuned to a sui, just a sui without Holy Fire, and it is a very different energy. I can remove attachments with Holy Fire with ease. The other method with Sui Reiki takes a little bit longer, and I just don't care for it. So, one of the pros. This energy is amazing. Many practitioners will remove small attachments and negative energy and not even know it because Holy Fire itself does a great job of removing negative energy. So, now let's get down to why I prefer to teach online. So, my preference is online for the main reason being comfort. I want every one of my students to be comfortable, correct? Like, I want you guys to be so comfortable that you can ask me anything, you can feel safe. And a big part of our training, the actual way that you receive this energy is through the Reiki energy itself. And we do it through guided meditations. Now, I had my guided meditation in person, and I think it could have been so much more beautiful for me, but it wasn't because my back was killing me. I was sitting in a class, for 7 hours. At the time, I had a huge issue with my back. I had a lot of injuries. So I was in chronic pain, and it was a lot for me. So that's part of it. So I do think that the actual attunement is not an attunement. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. We call it an ignition. It is done by the Reiki energy again, but they are so beautiful. I've had students that have had the most beautiful experiences. I actually am not someone who sees a lot. So it's kind of awesome that when I do Holy Fire, I either get information that I need, or I will see like snippets, like pictures. And, for the most part, I'm not somebody that has, like, I close my eyes, I just see black. So it's kind of awesome that when I do use Holy Fire, I get different information and I do see some pictures. But when I did that first meditation, I remember I was on a boat, I was freezing, and there was a blue iceberg right in front of me, and I was like, what the heck? And then I brought myself right out because I freaked out. So that was my experience. Again, I wasn't home, I wasn't comfortable. I was, of course, that's kind of why I didn't have the greatest experience. So let's cut chase now. Let's go to 2020 pandemic. And I was just ready to start teaching, and I thought, oh man, this is not good. Like, please, send us a way to teach online. And I kid you not, a couple of weeks later, we get the memo, we get the email saying that Holy Fire Reiki can be taught through Zoom. I was excited, and I still am, because during your first class, Reiki 1 and 2, how in the heck do I make sure that you are doing your distant healing correctly? How can I guide you? How can I help you if I'm not there? So when we do day 2 for Reiki, we are focusing on distant healing and the symbols. So because we are on Zoom, you guys pair up through breakout rooms, and you can give each other a distant healing, and I can pop in and see how you're doing, making sure you're okay. If you have a question, you could raise your hand and I'll pop into your room. So for me, that is just like the best day, and it's the best experience, because I know, and you know, by day 2 that yes, you can do this. Yes, you're going to do well, and it's amazing. So that's probably the biggest reason I love it too, is, it's, I can see that you know what's going on. I can see that you're learning. I could be there for your questions during your first distant healing session. So that that again is amazing. 2, comfort. The more comfortable you are, the more likely you are to ask questions, and the more likely you are to let spirit guide you. So that is my take on Holy Fire, and why I love to teach Holy Fire, and why I prefer to teach through Zoom. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'm more than happy to answer them for you in the comments below. If you'd like to check out what Holy Fire is like, again, I have a couple of videos on my page. I have the healing experience. There's a 30-minute version. There's a 1-hour version, and there is a version where we focus on an actual ailment. So like, let's say if you're in a lot of neck pain, you can use that one to focus the energy on the energy block so that you can release it. There's the Ocean of Holy Love, which I absolutely love. There's a soul fragment removal one, where I do soul fragment removal for you while you're watching the video. So check out those videos, and you can feel what Holy Fire Reiki is like. Again, if you have any questions, I teach every month. Either I'm teaching Animal Reiki or Holy Fire Reiki, Karuna Reiki. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them for you. Thanks.